Hello, hello. First time unboxing stuff. Huh. How is everybody doing? Who is here? So, Oz Pickers, do you have a name? Do you have a name? Hey Chris, I like the fact that you're saying that um because Jody was saying that she started listing more and her sales has gone up. So she's pretty happy about that. So she's going to be sharing some good news with us when she joins us for the listing lives. So clearly this is my first time doing this. I've got no idea whether my layout's working or not. But Danuta, lovely to meet you. So yeah, I found these packs at and it was funny because there are 10 packs here. At least I took all the ones that had NBA cards, and judging from the shine, I was like, yeah, most of them are Prism cards. And the Prism cards are not like the best, but they're also not the worst. And I only thought to pick them up because the first thing I saw was actually this pack, and it had soccer cards in it. But then there were all these like basketball cards over here. So I was like, you know what? Let's give it a go. Let's just see. Because I used to enjoy opening basketball cards for myself, and then and then got sick of it when I had to do it to try and make money. You know, like when you buy like a retail crate, and then you're constantly like you're doing the math in your head, trying to figure out if you're actually breaking even on the money you're putting in. And so I thought, and so then that was too much pressure, and I didn't like missing cards. I didn't like missing errors. I didn't like looking at the stack of cards on the table and then thinking, all right, I've found all the rare cards. Now I've got all these like random base cards that I need, like filler cards that I need to figure out what to do with it. Do I bundle by player, bundle by so all these constant like double, triple, quadruple handling. Hey Jason. Yeah, so then I decided, like, screw it. I'm not gonna do trading cards. But we have a much smaller selection here, so therefore a good mix of fun and well, it's really just fun. I mean, like, so I know basketball, I know the players, I still follow, I'm very much a fan, but my favorite basketball player is still Reggie Miller, Paul Pierce. So that kind of, if those of you guys who know basketball, who watch the NBA, my hands under the camera. Those of you who know, those of you who know basketball will know that that's like late 90s, mid 2000s kind of players. Current players, like, whatever. And I guess most of you who are like older will also feel like the NBA is a bit weak now. It's all 3-point shooting and not much substance. So yeah. Anyways, shall we? I'm going to take a leaf out of Chris's book because this shows you how much I look up to the man. We will follow his method. So assuming this is, how do we do this, Chris? Do we go what? Do we go one, two? Do we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Like from here, like 1 to 5, and then 6 to 10. So which one do we open first? Apparently, I'm meant to like give you guys some sort of input. So 1 and 10. 7. So we got 7. All right, cool. First to speak. Ooh. Already looking promising. Ja Morant on the front. So Chris, you don't know this, but Ja Morant is a very controversial player. I think he's been found with guns. He's been found pointing guns at people, players. He's been found doing. It's like he's like the young guy who got given too much money too quickly, but he's also crazy explosive. So I thought something cool we could do is we will look up the cards and comp them. Essentially, they're $5. They're $5 a pack, which I thought was reasonable. So, and they look relatively straight as well. Like just by looking at the top one. But look at that. I think that's for op shop lucky bag. That's pretty good. Actually, these are really good, far out. And I feel like the only thing that looks weird is the bow. Like there's a very mild bow on the card, but that's about it. So I am very happy. And in a sense, I think it was a good idea for them to make like these really random packs. And I have a feeling that they don't know what's in here. Someone just, I'm open to theories. Let me know what your theories are as to how these cards ended up in the thrift. Because if these were my cards, and this was from like the 2021-2022 year. So it's not like someone had this hidden in a random cupboard. It's like these cards are fairly recent. So my guess, yeah, let me know. How do you reckon these things? Oh, sorry, mirror my camera. How do I do that? So do I? You guys want this view? Okay, so that means I need to put the camera here so that there's some mat, and then move the keyboard out of the way and slide the cards up. Is that it? Ah, gotcha. Ooh, parents tossing away kid stuff. I like that theory. No, that is probably the most plausible theory, I reckon. But on this show, we are always open to more theories. Let's see. Which one gives us the most view of table? And then probably get a light shining onto the table more as well. How is that? And I'll move and I will move my face here. How's this, everybody? So we have the Ja Morant card sitting where in the camera? Here. So we're going to slide this up a bit further. We've done that and that. Cool. All right. I'm very curious to know what our cards are worth. Let's see. How do I share screen? That's what I do. So we go. All right, let me see if I can share the if I can also share the screen, if that actually works out. Let's see, Chrome tab. So we have the Prism 2021 Morant. All right, so this guy is sitting at about $5. Cheapest one is $5. $5 with $8.61 shipping. So this is just a normal insert. So it's roughly $15 essentially. $15 if you want to ship it untracked. All right, we have paid for the packet with one card. Awesome. What else do we have here? Woohoo. I'm liking what I'm seeing. A lot of cards. Good. Okay, let's see. Who else have we got? So we got Patrick Beverly. Seriously, these cards are in such great condition. I am quite amazed that I should go back for more. We got Patrick Beverly, Mason Plumlee, Duncan Robinson. That's all kind of scrubby players, but Duncan Robinson. Yeah. So that one's about in the shooting mode about $2 a card. So that's $2 a card. Ooh, Cole. Was Cole Anthony a rookie this year? Ooh, this is a rookie card. Morant. When was Morant drafted? When was Ja Morant drafted? 2019. When was Cole Anthony drafted? 2020. So this is the rookie card then. Cool. So that's the Cole Anthony card. And I think Cole Anthony would be sitting so that's also only about $2. Okay. Patrick Beverly, Mason Plumlee, Dennis Schroeder. Where do I hold this? Here? At this angle? Dennis Schroeder's a funny one. He said no to a lot of he said no to a little bit of money, hoping for more money, and then he ended up getting more money. Funny guy. Reggie Jackson. We have Tyler Hero, potentially worth looking at. Mo Bamba, Domantas Sabonis, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, random Gary Payton. Jason Tatum, random Lonzo Ball, Caris LeVert. We have. How's the light, by the way, for you guys? Jason's going, is that sold listings? I reckon it's reasonable, but we can look. I'll pull a jump around one in a sec. How's the light, by the way, in terms of like what you can and can't see? Is it too shiny? Got Jason Williams. We have Daniel Tice, Devin Booker, worth considering. Kyle Kuzma, We have Shake Milton. And then we have Derek White. So all relatively scrubby players. So for now, so far we've only got a really good jump around card. We've got to look up. We got to look up the Devin Booker card, Jason Tatum. So go look up Jason Tatum. We're gonna look up Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Sabonis, and Hero. What else do we got here? Even if these cards don't sell, right? If I can't be bothered with the scrubby players, I reckon I might just turn into like some sort of paper mache type thing. Paper mache, is that a word? No. Like tile it up against some sort of surface and just put them on the wall. Look at that. It's like that's a little reflective mirror of sorts. Make the room shiny. We have Isaac Okoro, Malcolm Brogdon, Bobby Portis, Patrick Ewing, Kyle Lowry, Pascal Siakam, potentially. Rasheed Wallace, damn. That's my era. Marcus Morris, Najee Marshall, De'Aaron Fox, yes. Tim Hardaway Jr., John Stockton. Some of you oldies remember this guy. I know some of you guys used to wear these shorts when you were playing basketball. Don't lie to me. You're all not that young. I'm not that young either. There's a teacher who teaches in my son's school. That was my school, and the parents were talking about trying to find the teacher in the yearbook, and we were joking about how he was probably year 1 when we were in year 12, but none of us could find it, and then we all just started joking about hip mobility. Yeah. Sucks to age. All right, let's look this up. De'Aaron Fox. Let's go. This is effort, man. Going from like one screen to another. But I'll get it because if Chris Furlong can do it, so can I. That's what inspiration is. De'Aaron Fox. Ooh. So De'Aaron Fox sits at about that $6-7 mark. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, like $9 is probably not going to happen at $9. $1.35 for the auction. Sold sitting about $3 from the States. So international pricing is interesting, right? For me, it's like these cards, I think they come in like packs of 7 or 10, but from memory, they work out to be about 30 to 50 cents a card, depending on where you buy them. So usually you can get about anywhere from $1 to $3 for them because they're just basic inserts. Then there's nothing fancy about them. There's no limited number. It's just so this whole shiny thing. Like you guys, if you go to the thrift, you'll just see like this shiny thing. That's just every card. So don't think it's special. You really are looking for players because that's the baseline. But oh hey Jody, but yet in this range you're really looking for different color like hologram and like some sort of a numbered thing. So when I see like $3 a card, I go, yeah, that's reasonable. I mean, if you're willing to wait, $3 a card's pretty standard to not have to buy the whole pack. Pascal Siakam. Also, how awesome it is to be able to touch type. I cannot imagine doing eBay without touch typing. If I had to touch finger by finger, I would be significantly slower. And so this is not to say that if you're not a touch typer, you should just give up. It's to say that if you don't know how to touch type, you really should learn how to touch type because like touch typing, nothing compares to that. Compared, like, you can thumb it on the iPad or thumb it on your phone. Touch typing, like, seriously. The I remembered when I refused to learn how to type throughout high school. I thought it was lame. There was that program with that lady with the blue shirt. I forget what her name was. Where you had to, like, those Peter and Jane type sentences, and then and then uh and then when I went to uni and I realized that there were all these kids just touch typing notes. Granted, probably just regurgitating stuff, but I remember grabbing a random textbook and just looking and going S-A-P. So I literally didn't learn it when it was an easier way to learn it, and then eventually learned it like the hardest way when I finally needed to learn it. And Mavis Beacon. Oh my gosh, yes, that is her. The the things we come together, the things we come together on. Yeah. So once I learned how to touch type, oh my gosh, everything is so much more productive. I remember when I went to work in the bank, and the you have like computers, you have computers sitting in random back rooms, and then I would go from like the front to the back to the teller section to the safe, and people would just say like, "Oh, John, can you help us get this done? John, we need to order this." And then they'll follow up like 5 minutes, 10 minutes later. They go, "Oh, has it been done?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's been done." And they go, "What do you mean? Don't you have to send an order?" "Yeah, yeah, we've done it. We just logged onto the computer and done it." And I realized that because all these people couldn't touch type, they thought that every request they were asking, admin requests like stationary orders, money orders, things like that, like just sending instructions, was a lot of effort. When in reality, it's just logging on and typing an instruction. And so when you take onto eBay, same thing, right? Muscle memory, just da 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 da, and you just get so much stuff done. But yeah, if you can't touch type, you should definitely consider touch typing. Pascal Siakam. What are you worth? You look like. I see. So this one, right? You'll notice normal is the silver. Where am I looking at? Yeah, silver one, like this chromy kind of material. When it goes into blue, makes it a little bit rarer, so like a blue diamond. Then you're looking at $5.75. So I'm guessing $2 card, whatever. Tyler Hero. Yep, about $1 something. Gilgis Alexander. I'm realizing format-wise for the video, look up all the cards after. Open the cards, show you guys the cards, bigger camera, go to the comping, then the focus of the comp. We're learning something today. We're building up skills. About $2. Jason Tatum, Devin Booker. So Tatum is sitting on about $2 as well. Booker is sitting on about. No wonder. Ooh. So this is Booker, and we're sitting on. That's the blue diamond. Yeah, about $2-3. Okay. We did say we would check the Morant solds rather than the asking price. So $3, free postage, $4. We thought we were sitting on a $15 card. No, Jason, I didn't want to know the truth, but now I do. Well, $5. So we did pay. Oh no, that's the purple wave. Shoot. So we did pay $5 for it. And I suppose. So $3. Okay, so we break even. It's not as exciting as I thought it was. Lame. Next bag. Pick a number. So we have 1 all the way to 10. Number 3. Chris, let somebody else in the room Pick a number. My gosh, you're hogging it. But I can also understand you're probably the most excited for this whole process because this is kind of like your thing. Who else here actually likes unpacking cards, or you're just here to help me get my watch hours up? Either way, I appreciate it. But yeah, who actually here likes looking at cards being unpacked? Oh, Jody, I bought these like cards from the op shop, and I just wanted to see what I got because they look like they're in pretty good nick, and we probably can. And I saw I spent $50, but I essentially can sell them all for more or less that. And I figured let's have an experience of unboxing them all, and they're all in pretty good condition, anyways. And there's a pretty soft cards here, so like a rent the card type deal. And if we happen to see a nice card, then maybe we put it on eBay. Yeah. Ooh, Jody, buying Pokemon cards at Savers. Pokemon cards. Did you actually check that they were legitimate? Like like the lining of the borders, that the colors matched up. Yeah, did you actually check them to make sure that they were actually official? I get very scared buying Pokemon cards secondhand because too many, or you shop. Yeah, so what you'll find is if you just flip all the cards on the back, for me anyways, right? I'm not a Pokemon card expert by any measure, but I've played with them enough and sold them enough that if you just put all the cards on the back and then if you kind of cascade them, you can usually see that if it's the same consistent shade of blue, then there's a good chance that they are legit. It's funny because Chris will probably confirm this because Chris is obviously Pokemon card everything, right? You recognize the shade of blue. So even if imagine if you had a stack of cards and they were all fake, and you cascaded them and they were consistently blue, your brain, if you play Pokemon cards enough, you'll go, that doesn't feel like the right shade of blue. Am I right, Chris? Like I've had that moment where I went, that doesn't look like the legit blue. It looks like a fake blue. And then the next step, you start looking at the alignment of the Pokemon square inside the blue border, and then you'll find like some of the borders, some of the like one side's a bit skinnier than the other. Yeah. Ooh, some are light blue, some are darker. All right, Chris, I'll let you advise Jody while I open up pack 3 what she should do next, because she just said some of them are lighter, some of them are darker, and that should not be right because the colors should all be the same. Skizzers. Skizzers. Kids, always be safe with scissors. Yeah, Paul, I have an addictive personality too. I once watched 7 seasons of Scrubs in 2 weeks. You can guess how much sleep I had. Couldn't leave it be. And I'm really thankful that we have good internet sites that review shows now, because I was really looking forward to Witcher season 3, and then all the reviews are like, no, you're deviating, and Henry Cavill's leaving, so we're not watching anymore. We're not committing to this anymore. It's like everyone's going, we're not waiting to see that season 4 is crapper. We're just going to boycott season 3 altogether and just criticize it to Kingdom Come. And so that has helped me to not watch it, but it gotta watch something. And I feel like, yeah. How do you have Jake Kremer? Hi, Jake. First time here, I'm guessing. What do you mean by 2 different lives? Do you mean like the 2 different screens? Adam, no bangers yet. The best thing we've pulled is a Ja Morant card, but then they're all inserts. And I bought these packs from the op shop. They're $5 a pack, and they're random thicknesses. Some of them have soccer cards in them as well. So, oh yeah, Jake, ready? You ready? Nah, just to show you guys how much I'm enjoying this whole YouTube live thing and learning as we go. And it's the I get way more nervous in a pre-recorded setting. If I have to record something single take, I stutter and stammer and keep going. But this is like, let's just go for it, whatever. I don't mind looking silly live. So um to get a second camera, we had to upgrade StreamYard. So this StreamYard thing is costing me something like 60 USD a month. But we're having fun. So whatever. This is a very out-of-pocket experience. So, anyways, where were we? So we saw the I saw the cards. They all looked like they were in pretty good nick, and they happened to be. There's like look how straight these cards are. Well, this one is a slight bow, but this is as near mint as it gets. You wouldn't grade these, but for how many cards in a pack? We were like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. So 37 cards for $5. What's that work out to be? About 12 cents a card? Yeah. So essentially, because there are still good players in here, and we reckon the theory is that some kid pissed off their mom, and then the mom just gave all the cards to the op shop. She probably told him, "You know what? You're so ungrateful. We'll let some other kid have your cards instead. And you can learn the hard way, and you can save up for your collection all over again." Because yeah, there are a lot of players actually. There's like Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, Ja Morant. Like these cards would not make it into a donated pile if this was my collection. So yeah. Anyways, we're on to the second pile. We have a Zach LaVine, Jordan Clarkson, Wilt Chamberlain, Kelly Oubre, Montrezl Harrell, Darius Bazley, Enes Kanter, Nicholas Batum, Danny Green, Vince Carter. This one looks nice. How do I hold it up to the camera? Still figuring out the camera angle. Yeah, this is my favorite one so far. He's pretty. Jashawn Tate, who are you? We have Kevin Durant, Paul Millsap, Miles Turner, Karl Malone. I've always liked the Utah Jazz colors. Even on this card, like you can see the like that purple. There's like a purple and green on the border, like around there. You see that? That's really pretty. That purple and teal really stands out. Speaking of Vince Carter, I have the Raptors jersey somewhere. So did I, and then I sold it. Basketball jerseys, right? It's like I remember having a collection of like almost 50 jerseys, and then whenever I need the money, I just sell them and then buy them again. It was like this whole what they say, if you spend money on the things that you don't, if you spend money on the things that you if you spend money on the things you don't need, you will have to sell the things you want when you don't have money for the things that you need. Something else. There was a saying, something like that. And yeah, jerseys were like that. Nick Claxton, Danilo Gallinari. Should I put the camera closer? How do you reckon? Is it a bit too far? How's that? Is that better? So where's the pile? The pile should actually be here. Is the light too bright? Let's see. Ooh. To everybody who hasn't been to one of these lives before, I've got the listing live stream format down pat. This is very much experimental. So you are learning together with me. I feel like the light's too bright. Like it's just reflecting off these cards. Is that better? Nah, not really. Cool. So we have this way. We have Kukoc. We have Neesmith, Malachi Flynn, TJ Warren, Buddy Healed. Tim Duncan. Woohoo. Good old walk down memory lane. Jody, I look like a magician. No, 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 nowhere close. That compliment I cannot take. I can't even fool my own 3-year-old. She gets us the right hand every time. OG Onanubi, Drew Holiday, Torian Prince, Maxi Kleber. Ooh, Joel Embiid. Hello. And there's like a Martin Odegaard card. So random. Wonder if he goes for anything. Let's see. Let's check out soccer for a little bit. It's 2021 as well? Yes, sir. 2021, Martin Odegaard. But too many A's. Whoops. Little Nordic names. Lol. $1.62 plus shipping. Standard insert. Well, someone paid $5 for his card, but this is back in the UK. So clearly not much demand. All right. That's stack number 3. Another number. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Hello, puppy dog. We are not doing any work today. We are purely unboxing these cards that I picked up from the op shop. So, Odegaard! 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 Like in Asterix where they yell, what was it? By goal! Anybody see the Asterix movie, the one with Zlatan Ibrahimovic in it? What do you guys think? It got too much. Sorry, it got really repetitive towards the end. Like live action punching someone out of their shoes into the sky. It's like like what was it? You read in the comics when they punch, when you punch somebody, you know, in Asterix and Obelix, when they punch like a Roman soldier and he goes up into the sky. In the comics, it's funny, and then you see it for the first time in live action. It's really funny, and you like just piss yourself laughing. Then it just happens a bit too many times, and you're like, yeah, it's worn off now. So the movie kind of overdid it. CL saying I'll have 151 in my live this week. What's 151? Also, if you don't know, CL Furlong's doing he does lives every Wednesday at 8:30, and he's raising money for backpacks for Vic kids. So go check it out. Well, it's 151. Has all the cool things. What's your name? Tell us your name. Oh, Japanese 151 packs. Right. Hello, Alexandria. Puppy dog, you still haven't told us your name. Well, if you have, I haven't registered it. What's your name? Okay, so what are we opening next? We've got number 1 all the way to, you got 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Give me a number. 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 Which one? Which one? Which one? Which one? Which one? Which one? Chris is staying awfully silent because he's picked the number twice. Jody goes 10. All right, let's do 10. Skizors. Skizors. This stack feels a bit like narrower. I feel like they couldn't be stuffed unless they did, and then we just hold up. Let's count the cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. 3 cards short, but it's a different variety of card. Ooh, hold up. These cards look thicker, but are they more valuable? I'll get to it in the end. All right, so we have Sadiq Bey and James Wiseman. '21, '22. So it's not a rookie year. Not a rookie year card. Malcolm Brogdon. We've got. So let me put the camera this way. Is it? Yes. So we've got Malcolm Brogdon. So we have Malcolm Brogdon card. We have Josh Hart. Nothing special just yet. So far, it's just all standard kind of cards. Horford, Kenyon Martin Jr., Michael Porter Jr., PJ Washington Jr., Gilgeous Alexander, another Devin Booker card, DeMontis Sabonis. I actually have done pretty well selling sought after cards in bundles. Like I remembered when Trae Young first got drafted, probably the year after that, I sold like 6 cards for $30. That was cheap for then even. But at least they move, as opposed to like wondering whether you pay $3 for shipping on top of like a $3 card. So that could be one thing. And we got Nurkic, Russell, Favors, Blake Griffin. This guy should retire already. How somebody can dunk so much and still be able to play nowadays? Like, surely his knees have had enough. Kyle Lowry, Jonathan Isaac, DiVincenzo. Ooh, Darius Garland. Miles Bridges. Chris Paul, another guy who probably should retire soon. So these prospect cards, I have no idea what they are. We have Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, D'Angelo Russell, Kemba Walker. We have Zach LaVine. Okay. Did we have a Zach LaVine card before? I think we did. Hold up. I'm gonna do something. Behold. Before. After. Look at that. Scrawny kid, NBA player. Wow. It must be hard being an NBA, like an NBA scout, because you gotta. Ooh, I realize it's now we can read. There we go. Yeah, I realize it must be really hard being a scout because you're looking at this guy going, I wonder if this guy can be this guy. And if I look at this guy, I'm like, I don't know. And you look at this guy, you're like, yay, he looks like he sells jerseys, but millions of dollars. Wait, I wonder if these campus ticket cards are worth anything. Let's find out. They're all about a buck. A buck, 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 a buck. Even when they're signed, they're worth like, oh, signed crappy player, 250. There's a Jam or Rent one. And this one is number 44. It's about $2-3. Okay, cool. Damian Lillard, Kevin Durant, Kevin Love, Buddy Hield. So far, nothing's. Ooh, wait, hold up. I think this is shinier. Right, you tell me whether this is shiny or not. All right, we've got these cards that look like this. They look like that. Then we got this card. It looks like that. Yeah. All right. So this one's a little bit special. So you can see there's a little bit of a prismy kind of finish to it. So let's see if he's worth anything. Wait, has Puppy Dog told us? Has Puppy Dog told us what is Puppy Dog's name? I keep asking, and I feel like I'm not getting it. Do I keep missing it in the chat? Or does Puppy Dog just like to be referred to as Puppy Dog? Like the disgruntled octopus just wants to be referred to as Octo. Okay, so the Zach LaVine card. LaVine. We need Terapeak for this one because it looks like it's not going to be a. No cups. Interesting. The word is foil. If we use foil, so the foil card sits at about $2 to $4. Yeah. All right. Moving on. Next pack. So we have. What else do we have left? Someone said 9 before, so let's do 9. Because I think was it Jordy or Alex? Someone said 9. Puppy Dog, please don't leave me. Just because I'm asking about your name. You don't have to reveal it to me. I just ask everybody's name, and I keep thinking that I might have missed it, but now I feel like maybe it's meant to be. It's meant to be a mystery, which is fine. Which is fine. Mysteries. Alex said 9. Cool. Hi, Pia. Welcome, welcome. We are unboxing cards. That's all we're doing. Because I bought them at the thrift shop. They're $5 a pack. And if we get nothing nice, we can just put it back on Marketplace for exactly what I paid, or maybe more in smaller lots. Hi, Reese Maxey, but not his rookie card. Dang it. Royce O'Neal, Jason Tatum, Naz, Reed. We have another Blake Griffin card. Ricky Rubio. Damn, this guy. Far out. Still playing? Don't think so. Kemba Walker. Harrison Barnes. Trae Young. Hello, hello. Marcus Morris. There's a Panini Threads card, but aren't the Threads cards meant to come with like a patch or not? It Kawhi Leonard. Here we got what's his face? James Harden from the Rockets. Another Devin Booker card. Kevin Porter Jr. Jason Williams. Dwayne Wade. Patty Mills. Aussie. I'm going to assume that we're in the chat. Resell XL. Hello. Resell XL, what is your name? I think you've told us. But I've forgotten, and I'm sorry. I'm trying my best to remember everybody's name. The other day, a friend of mine whose name was Adam actually popped in the chat. It's like, "Hello, Adam here," and I didn't register until later. And then Jonas, what up? And then he later said to me, I popped into your chat, and I said, "Hello, Adam," and like Adam's here, and I said, "Yeah, I registered it later." And then he was like, "I thought you would know it was me by me saying I'm Adam," and I said there were like 3 other Adams in the chat. So those of you guys who come to these lives regularly, there are about. I think there are we have 3 Adams, we have 2 Wendy's, I think we have 2 Sandras as well. We only have 1 Jody, 1 Pia. Do we have multiple Pauls? Not sure. Kendrick Nunn. Another Vince Carter card. Russell Westbrook. Oh, Dirk Nowitzki. Hello. I miss this guy. I really do. Like, I remember the first time I watched Dirk Nowitzki play, I thought to myself, he looks really floppy and out of control. But then you watch enough games that Mavericks Heat final where the Mavericks won. Oh, learned so much about knowing how big your body actually is. Ooh, we have another really nice Damian Lillard card. Joel Embiid, Biyombo, McDermott, Anunoby, Ingram, Olynyk, Ewing, Onyeka Okongwu. I don't know why I said it that way. Sadiq Bey, Kessler Edwards, Avery Bradley, Montrezl Harrell. Yep. All right, next pack. Pick a number. Go 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 8. Jody is saying doing a big list tomorrow. Did 2 marathon nights of doing photos. Yeah, I've been doing lots of photos yesterday and today. Planning to try and get that like 150 done tomorrow and then another 150 done on Thursday night. And maybe if I'm up for it, I might do a live on Wednesday as well. I just want to get listings up. I've got a couple of competitors who I've noticed are on holidays. Like on holidays so long that their stores they can't take sales, and that's a good thing. So it's like if I've noticed with niche stores, if you are at that point where your listing actually affects the pricing. It starts to affect the sales volume, sell through. Then you can, when your competitors go away, if you list aggressively, you actually see the sales come through almost instantly. So um, kind of striking while the iron's hot, I suppose. Um, Jody, sorry, but your mother-in-law. I know you've told me earlier already. Um, I gotta say, man, like you're making the most of a less than ideal situation. Like your car's not, you don't really have a car. You're still joining our listing sessions. Your sales have gone up. You're trying to figure out how you can still fulfill your orders. Like all that is literally what the hustle is about. So, um, good on you. And yeah, we're all here to encourage you. Really, we're all here to cheer you on. So, onwards and upwards. Obviously, you've got a period where spend it with your family. Mourn with them, celebrate mother-in-law's life. But yeah, like you're tough. You're tough. You're going to get through this. You are going to get through this. Got Boban, Tillman, Alex Caruso, Terrence Davis, Mikel Bridges, Dorian Finney-Smith, Wilt, Saric, Rozier, Ananobi again, Reddish, Clark, Torian, David Robinson, the Admiral. Hello. Ty Jerome, Zion Williamson, but this is not his rookie year. No, I think it was 2019. PJ Washington, RJ Hampton. That's an Australian. RJ Hampton. He's Australian, right? Pretty sure he is. Paul Pierce, Lopez, Bain, Porter Jr. The answer. Never going to see a 6-foot player as good as Allen Iverson ever again. Everyone's too soft nowadays. Josh Hart, Christian Wood. For those of you guys who actually watch basketball, do you guys think Christian Wood looks like Scottie Pippen? I'm sure the camera can focus on it or not. It's picking it up. John Collins, Flynn, Giannis. Giannis should sell. Giannis always sell. No, Jody, these cards literally are shiny cards. Like they are all shiny cards because that's just the design of the cards. What we're looking for is different color, like a different colored shine. So, like a different color foil, like a blue or like where the silver is not actually silver. We want it to be like either a blue or a green or a purple. That's what we're after. Because this range of cards literally is just all shiny. So at the moment, we haven't picked anything special. 2 Jamoran cards. I miss this guy. Oh, who looks like Scottie Pippen? Christian Wood. Every time I see him play, I think of like Scottie Pippen come back to life, got longer. It's got the same face. Christian Wood. He's on the Mavs now. Kevin Garnett, Killian Hayes. Ooh. See, he does. Yes. All right, next one. So we go 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. Shaquille O'Neal. Ooh, I don't think I doubt there'll be a Shaq card in here, but I wouldn't be surprised either. Number one, let's go. So far, we haven't found anything special, and it's looking likely these cards will just go back on Marketplace tomorrow, unless I can be bothered bundling them somehow. I just caught a glimpse of a Ben Simmons card. Every time I see Ben Simmons, I get annoyed. I just find him. This is face. It's annoying. Joe Harris, Cole Anthony, Precious Ochua, another Ja Morant card. Tim Duncan, Derrick Rose, O'Shea Brissett, another Trae Young card. RJ Hampton, Paul Millsap, Jamal Murray, Rui Hachimura, Devin Booker, Gordon Hayward, Jordan Clarkson, Jalen Noel, Domantas Sabonis, Jalen Brown, Caruso, another Tim Duncan card, Kyle Kuzma, Mikal Bridges, Wilt, DeLon Wright, Ben Simmons, Isaac Okoro, Nicholas Batum, Ray Allen. I used to watch Ray Allen. Like, I used to enjoy. So I grew up not wearing. I grew up wearing glasses. I had glasses since I was 6, and the only way I would be allowed to play basketball is if I played off the ball shooting guard. So I used to watch like Ray Allen, Rip Hamilton, Reggie Miller. Those were my players growing up, where it was also all about finding the space on the court that you could get the bailout pass for the 3-point shot. That way, no contact, no rebounding, just no breaking of your glasses when you were in high school because mom didn't want to pay for contacts. Yeah, so those players, special place in my heart. Cal Korver, Domantas Sabonis, Jordan Clarkson. This card looks shinier than normal. But I don't want it to be this card because then it's Larry Nance, and I don't really care about Larry Nance. I don't think anyone cares about Larry Nance either. McDermott, Chris Boucher, Ricky Rubio, Wang Zizi, Isaac Okoro, Malik Monk, Damian Lillard, John Collins, another Batum card, another Wade card, O'Neal, and Kobe White. There's a good like thickness to these cards. I reckon if you try to like learn how to swing them like Ninja Stars, I reckon that you'd get some distance out of them. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me a number. Give me a number. Jody's asking, does anybody here do marketplace? You mean like Facebook Marketplace? Yeah. For me, Facebook Marketplace is for quick sales. Quick sales, it's for quick sales, zero inspection, super cheap. So selling on Facebook is more effort for the money you make. Period. The fact that if you want collector prices on Facebook, you're waiting forever, not because your prices are not reasonable or no one will pay for it, but rather because your reach is so small. So if let's say you put an item on eBay at retail plus 50%, you're reaching millions of people, and if it takes 6 months to sell on eBay, your chances of it selling in 6 months when you've only got the local people within, I don't know what's the maximum, like 500 kilometers. I mean, Facebook people will probably only travel within 50Ks. Like within that 50Ks, you getting that retail plus 50% is going to be quite slim. So the only way you can move something within that 3 months, even shorter, is if the prices are so low that the person coming to pick it up is getting a bargain, not even to resell, just a bargain full stop. And yeah, so Facebook for me, if you're trying to build a business with items that actually do better on eBay, you really take a haircut on Facebook. Facebook, however, is great for people who do want to inspect. So if you do want to meet people and build up your local profile as someone who's able to find something, essentially, if you want to be an unofficial brick and mortar store without the brick and mortar store, where people come into your house, you always happen to pick up nice dresses, nice jewelry. To me, that does better on Facebook because people can actually come and touch and feel and go, "Yep, I want it, don't want it." And if you have a system if you have a system going where you actually have a dedicated space in your house that is separate from everything, with a change room even where people can come and try clothing on, that's essentially brick and mortar already. Facebook does a lot better than eBay because on eBay you buy stuff. The biggest concern with eBay is if there's no free returns, I don't know if it's going to fit. I don't want to buy it. So I suppose Facebook, you can still get good dollar value if you allow them to try. But once again, you can see there's a trade-off, right? There's a benefit to the buyer coming to you on Facebook. Toys, basketball cards, eBay is a lot better because you know what you're getting. There's no need for fit. Condition, you can see from the photos for the most part. The wider the reach, the higher the price you can get. Higher the chance of you getting a higher price. So when it comes to categories like toys, Jody, I know you've got some toys, collectible cards. Facebook's really just a dumping ground. So eBay for individual items that are of value. Facebook is just items of lesser value bundled together for people to play. So you'll take the special Hot Wheels, put it on eBay, then you chuck the rest of them in a box for a kid to play with. So therefore, if you're getting anywhere from $5 to $10 a car on eBay, you're essentially selling it on marketplace for about 20 cents a car in a bundle, and someone will pick it up within the next day. But on the effort point of view, at 20 cents a car in a big box, you still have to field bloody 200 messages because it's so damn cheap. I find interesting. You put $20 a crate of cars for $20, you get like 100 messages, and if you answer them wrongly and people feel like it's been sold but it's not really sold, they get all like what's it, knickers in a knot, and they start saying nasty things to you. So it's effort, right? It's all this effort because people all want that deal. The moment you raise that price from 20 to 40, you get about 10 messages, and it takes you 2 weeks to move the thing. So therefore, the deal with Facebook with me is it's the $20 thing. I just pick 3 messages to reply to, and if somebody wants to pay me up front, I take the whole ad down. Leave it outside my door, they pick it up, right? There's no expectation that it's going to be in great condition. It's just take it and go, I get my space back. I've used Marketplace I've used Marketplace, find it so frustrating, happy to buy off it a lot cheaper, but frustrating when others seem to jump in front of you. You can be very aggressive on Marketplace if you are quick to pick up, and also if you're quick to pay. Most people can do the quick to pick up. A lot of people don't like the quick to pay. So if you can get over the fear of doing direct bank deposits for things that you cannot see, the only question mark then becomes, do you trust the person you're paying? If you've done enough deals on Marketplace, you will find that I have found that I get scammed. Maybe like someone will take my deposit and just not reply messages. 1 in every 500 transactions. I buy a lot. So then that's my experience, meaning that whenever it comes next time to pay, I do it very quickly. So I suppose in terms of if you're losing out to somebody and if you're losing out to me, it might be because I've already paid for it and the ads already come down. And then I'll pick it up like next week. So therefore, I don't want to be quick to get because I want to sort my own time out and line everything up. So I can just do one drive and pick up, 20 lots in one go. But I will pay first, trusting that they're not going to take the money and not deliver. But your experience might be different because you might have more scams up front that might make you afraid. You just have to give it a test, and if you do it enough times and you feel that people are generally good and they honor your payment, then that's a great way of getting ahead of everybody else who's like, can you please hold for me? I'll make a deposit. Is $20 enough? If it's $100 item, is $20 enough? And that's just too much effort, right? Remember we talk about if something's worth buying, and they'll get 20, 50 messages on the listing. You want it to be like, you want to be the person that, I don't even do the "Hi, is this available, sold please" thing, because then if you see the when they see the preview of the message, they are seeing all that and don't see the rest. I literally go "Sold, will pay today." That's my thing. So when they see the preview, they're scrolling through all this "Hi, is this available, sold please, sold," because it doesn't show the whole thing, right? My one, that stands out is it goes "Sold, will pay today," and then they click on it, and then I detail everything. I'm like, "I've got little kids, I can't come today, but I will pay today. Send me your details, and I'll transfer you the money." And most people are like, "Yep, cool, done." And then literally they will do it, sold, and then they will archive all the messages. And then I will mix. And once I see that sold, I message them again, because I know that if they accidentally archive all the messages, they'll be like, "Oh no, I can't find message anymore," because some people don't know how to use Facebook Marketplace. So once I see that sold come through, I message them again so that my message comes back up, and they go, "Yep, okay, give me your address, yada yada yada." That's one way you can, I guess, get an edge. And I'm sure um, some of you guys here who do marketplace to buy will probably confirm the experience as well, being you can pay up front, and most people will be like, "Yeah, we'll just leave it on our front porch and you pick it up whenever." Alex going, "I do marketplace, but usually for bigger stuff or stuff that I want gone quickly." Yeah, pretty much. For super cheap. I scored a Pirates of the Caribbean Mega Block ship from Marketplace for $10 yesterday. On eBay, the same one sold for 700. The ladies wanted to clear space. Yeah, it's Mega Blocks is in Mega Blocks is interesting. Like, I don't do Lego very often because Lego I find is too concentrated. But Mega Blocks, I've made a lot of money selling Mega Blocks Halo. Because TK Maxx at one point used to get them really cheap. Like I remember picking up like 10 of the Pelican set. They would sell for about $300 plus shipping to the States. And so with only 300 plus $59 in shipping to the States, and I picked them up for, I think it was $85 when they were just clearing out. I remember driving to, I think, 6 or 7 TK Maxes and they just all happened to be in store at the same time. And so, yeah, if the franchise is strong, they tend to go. Yeah, for sure. We got 4 more to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me a number. But yeah, Alex, cool win. Cool win on the Pirates of the Caribbean Mega Block set. Also the Duplo one. If you guys ever see the Duplo one, not the tiny boat, like the really big one. I'll try to find it. Once again. I'll try and find it. 7 Duplo 7. Is it 7880? I think it's 7880 or 7881. Yeah, 7880. I remember now. Duplo 7880. I'll show it to you guys. Yeah, this one. So, is this pirate ship? So this pirate ship, I remember picking it up in a bulk lot as well. And if you can, it doesn't even have to be complete. Like, I remember the one that I had, I literally just had the base, and I think one of these poles, this pole was still there. Maybe had like one sail, and then like a couple of these like leather things, and one pirate, and even that sold for like $99 plus shipping. So if you because big Night Chris, yeah, if you see big Duplo bases, they're very hard to come by. So pick them up and figure out how to ship it. We get big boxes in all the time. Just keep those big boxes for those special occasions. But yeah, like these Duplo sets, right? These Duplo sets, they're like usually one listed at any point in time. You very rarely get two or three that you have to compete with, and the rest is just parts. So and you also find that you might end up shipping them to the States as well. In which case, States or the UK, from memory, it costs $59 to ship because it's not heavy; it's just bulky, and so that kind of works in your favor with Australia Post as well because it's more the weight that makes the price go up, not so much the volume of it. I'm gonna finish unboxing these cards and then let me get some listing done because too awake to go to bed. If we do some listing, if we do some listing tonight, do we still do listing tomorrow? Is I mean, I'm happy to do listing, many nights in a row. It's like my favorite activity next to my favorite activities are in this business taking the photos of the stuff because that's the time I get to play with the stuff, and then listing because I get to see what they're worth. Least favorite, then there's the packing and the shipping. Tidying up the space. I don't like tidying up and sorting. I hate it. It just feels like an overwhelming task. I'm the kind of person that looks at a pile of dishes and goes, I don't want to do it, I'll do it later. And then when I finally do it, I realize it only takes 10 minutes. So any sort of tidying, I don't enjoy. But even worse than that is accounting. I don't like doing my books. I don't like data entry, full stop. So if I ever hire somebody, it would be. I feel like I'm that kind of person that would have that back in the early 80s and 70s would have a secretary who would just do all their data entry and all their like tidying, so that we came back. He would come to work and he would make the money for the business, but then his cup would always be put back in a certain place. His stationery will be adjusted. It's yeah. I've never been good at tidying and making things orderly. Serge Ibaka, Kristaps, Drew, Wendell, Bruce, another Tyrese Maxey card, Dwight Howard. To prove the point that about about me not enjoying opening cards, right? As you can see, I'm already getting bored of this process. Not bored of you guys, bored of this process. So you can imagine the day when I bought that crate with like how many thousands of cards. Oh man, that was like towards the end. I was literally forcing myself to open cards. I'm like, come on, just open it. You'll find something. You'll find something. Nah. So we've done what? If we've done 6 packs, we're on the seventh one now. There were about 30 something cards in it. So we're only just past the 200 mark. And even then, I'm like, yeah, I've had enough. So clearly, trading cards are not my thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna bundle these like soccer cards in one pile and then like basketball cards in one pile. Maybe just like separate those so there are no duplicates. Make like $20 on top. Jody, whatever you tell us to do, this is public record. So therefore, we will always say yes, we do it. We will always say we're doing it. We will do it. Yes. Life without OCD. Let's see. Still nothing particularly special. Sorry, Jody. No real bolo cards here. They just standard insert cards, but they are pretty to look at. They are definitely pretty to look at. Secretly hoping for like a fancy prism card or or some random hollow card, but so far nothing. Just standard. So far all just standard cards. Hmm. Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart moving to the Grizzlies. I am looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to this season to see how the Grizzlies do. Once again, if you guys don't watch basketball, that ignore the reference. But I'm guess that's just me talking to Alex. Wait. How much packing tape do you need? Like I go to Office Works and I buy like the I buy enough tape. I buy enough tape to fill like a ream of paper, like a box that's like a ream of paper, and that lasts me like 3 months. So how much tape? How much tape is she buying? Ooh, Nikola Jokic. Ooh, yes. Arguably the most all-rounded player of all time. Good old T-Mac. Just hold it up here for Alex to see, and then we'll move on. And a whole bunch of soccer cards, soccer cards, soccer cards. Hells yeah! All right. Well, actually, Jody, we'll show you this, right? This will actually explain it pretty well. So, you're asking if there are any bolos in terms of cards. So this is the card that we were all kind of umming about, like me and Alex going, this is Tracy McGrady, very popular player, all rounder, like very, very, very popular player. Okay. And then, so these notice how it's like a silver card, like every other card that's here, it's a silver card, right? So this is the basic. This is the baseline. Sorry, the baseline for all these cards. So all these cards look like that. Now, if you look on the screen, you'll notice that there's a card with a blue border, and then there's a card with a red border, and then a card with another blue border, but it's like a different blue border. And then you have a card with like a purpley kind of border, another blue border. So essentially, this card is blue prism. Okay, that's $100. And then you have the graded card in a slab that's going for about 150. And then our standard card is sitting at about, oh, we're sort of high to low, no wonder. Low to high, because we have the low card, not the high card. Low, low, low. Let me see. Low card, low card, low card. Yeah, so our card is sitting at like $1, essentially. It's not really worth very much. But yeah, that kind of helps you to understand um, how card values are, I suppose. Alex, you want it? If you want to hit me up on Instagram, send me your details. I'll pop it in a padded mailer and send it to you with some stamps. Because I don't have a collection going anyway. So if you want it, let me know. We're practicing a lot of things today. This will be the first time we've given away anything on the channel. More football cards. Yeah, send me your details on Instagram, and I'll so I don't think there's a way you can contact me on YouTube. So yeah, Instagram, and I'll pop it in the mail for you tomorrow. We got a pretty solid stack of soccer cards actually. I thought there were only like random ones in the back of the packs, but oops, wait, this is basketball. So these are basketball. These are soccer. Oh wait, and these are basketball. Yeah, quite a decent stack of soccer cards too. Any soccer fans in the house? Any soccer fans in the house want me to look up particular players? Shaolin Soccer. That's a good movie. Shaolin Soccer is like one of those movies that I watched many, 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 many times over. Just the way that like just the cinematography, like there was the you knew how the story was gonna go, and it was still that when they kick the ball and then he like the goalie see where he absorbs the ball and does the little tai chi thing, and it's just like it hits you right in the feelings every single time the same way. And I think there was the one where she absorbs the ball and then like she sends it over to the other side, and there's this like Lion King type music as the ball flies through the air. You feel the same way every time. You watch it 20 times, you still feel the same way. So Stephen Chow should have statues erected for him everywhere. One of my favorite all-time actors. or even or you know the King of Gamblers, I think it is, where like they shuffle the mahjong tiles, but like they the whole like they try and shuffle the mahjong tiles this way. And I tried doing it as a kid just for fun. Yeah. Jody says I need some advertising in the back. What would I advertise, Jody? Can you please give me some ideas? Because um we've already very much established that I've got no idea how to monetize this channel apart from the ad revenue. But even then, apparently, there are limitations. So this channel needs some ideas because you guys are clearly wanting me to be able to feed myself somehow while serving the community. Advertise my store. Advertise my store. I would need to have a store that's worth advertising. At the moment, because my store is so niche as it is, it's one of those stores that people find because they need the product. The moment I advertise my store, and this is the problem a lot of YouTubers have actually, like full disclosure, the moment YouTubers advertise their stores, they get all this traffic because people just want to look at their stuff and their conversion rates go down. And then somehow the algorithm just does its thing and makes them like just knocks their traffic essentially. Yeah. And even if the algorithm doesn't knock your listings in search, it's like your data is all messed up and you can't make decisions based on whether what you're doing is leading to an increase or decrease in impressions, in click through, or what you'll find is the impressions will go up because all these people are looking at your stuff, and then after that your click through will happen as well because people will spend all this time. And then after that, you'll get all these send offers, and you'll think that wait, there are all these people wanting to purchase my stuff, and you send these offers, but no one's going to buy it because all of you guys are not my customer. And that's the case with a lot of YouTubers. And so then what we end up deciding to do is not sharing our stores, not because we don't want to share our stores. Like I'll share like all the like if you want to talk about photography, I'll put examples of photography on the Instagram page. If you want to talk about titling, we'll talk about it in videos. Because then it's like the part that you want to learn, we will help you specifically. But yeah, when we put up the stores, it just messes with all those metrics, and then our own decision making goes out the window as well. So, yeah. Massive QR code. Join John's $50 Patreon. Join John's $50 Patreon tier and we'll let you hit like or free today only. What's next? Chips. Actually, I've got chips. Should I eat chips? I can put these cards before I eat chips. Oh, maybe later. All right, let's turn this baby into a listing stream. We'll figure out the camera situation. Can I do? All right. How to use the 2-camera setup so that it's still dope, or make it a single camera thing like we did last time. Let's fix up this bad boy. Oy, ah, this looks familiar. Well, thank you for humoring the unboxing experience. I hope it was novel, if not entertaining. Alex got a car out of it, so that was useful. Partner with toy retailers to offer affiliate programs. That is a good idea. Affiliate programs. Because I was thinking, I was like, affiliate programs. Who wants to buy my label printer? Yeah, Chris really should be sponsored by Chips. I feel like the fact that he's not sponsored by Chips is a bit absurd. He eats so much. There we go. What else? Don't need potatoes for the chips. You're gonna have to explain, Alex. What do you mean, like you have a mountain of them growing? Do you live on a farm? Toy swap event. That's cool. Massive veg garden. I bought 2 bags. Saucy barbecue ribs. There are no rules, Jody. I feel like the only rules are to not punch somebody, do not engage in violent behavior. That I feel is the only rule. It seems like a insufficient rule, but it needs to be good enough. Otherwise, society devolves, right? They turn the cameras off and fight to the death, and then turn the camera back on to show the item. Now you guys are just gonna hear me chewing. Well, Alex, sometimes time alone is good, and maybe you can use the time to, I don't know, man. I got no words for you. I don't particularly like the beach, so I don't like the beach. I like looking at mountains. Don't like being in mountains. Ideally, hotel rooms, nice tall hotel rooms with big balconies, white noise from a city down below. Hmm. I think the problem with reselling events is that you end up they get a bit expensive. Most resellers do it as a side hustle. They don't have the money to pay for an event, so you pretty much have to go camping, and then after that, go out thrifting either at the end of your trip, so that you can just take your wares home. I suppose that will be one idea. Yeah. Yes, puppy dog. We are listing now because the cards were fairly average. They're all pretty normal. Nothing particularly special. Might split them up and maybe make $20 on top of the 50 that I spent. So yeah, that's about it really. Kind of got it more so because of the curiosity. Got sick of opening them about the 200 card mark. There's about 300-ish, 400 cards here. Really wanted to figure out if I can do an unboxing video because I've never done one before and learn how to work two cameras, which I think we've figured out today and requires practice. So yeah, and you guys were all very accommodating for me to learn, which I'm thankful about. Well, in terms of the view, so StreamYard gives you two cameras. StreamYard lets you use two cameras when you pay for their professional plan, which is how much? So we're sitting on 49 USD a month. So what's that in AUD? So this plan that gives you two cameras is about $72 a month. Yeah. Puppy dog, yes. Open to membership ideas. Do you guys want to do like a monthly Zoom call? So we all can actually like yell at each other for real instead of just be in the chat. So we got Zoom call ideas. We have special wanky ideas make me choke. Okay. I know that you need to make I know that people do restricted content because restricted content is like, here's my issue with restricted content. I get that restricted content. It's like, oh, if you join my channel, you get more stuff. But I feel like restricted content, so like special videos, it's not like some people will do longer videos with more detail, and then they'll cut up the summary and put the summary in the public channel, and then you do like the meaty stuff in the paid part. I get why they do it, but I don't like that because it's not me. I feel like I feel like the paid anything paid needs to be, you get more value of me, not just me withholding. You guys can make of that what you will, but like at the moment, I'm very much just me, and I'll answer. It's not like I'll go. That question is going to be answered in the premium section, right? So there's me unrestricted in a particular format. So then I was thinking like, what other formats can you have? There's like Zoom call type things where everyone gets to talk and everyone gets to be more accountable to each other. There's like one-on-one sessions, maybe. Yeah, I haven't quite thought about all that stuff at the moment. I'm just learning. I'm still working on. If this is a craft, I'm still working on my craft. Uh, Figuring out what's quarterly meetup at the kids' party room and Macca's. Yeah, like just figuring out how to. Alex, whereabouts are you, by the way, in Australia? Yeah, so I think the thing with monetizing yourself, right? And if you guys want to do this, you're more than welcome to use me as an example, um, and track the progress and see what works for you. For me, I have lots of branding ideas. I've got merch ideas. I've got it's messaging. To me, it's meaning, right? If it has meaning, I'll do it. If it doesn't have meaning, I'm not going to do it. And I know that if it doesn't have meaning and don't do it, you're leaving money on the table. Some people will say that's a bit foolish, but there are those who believe that they should make every possible dollar, and there are those who only make dollars that they can live with themselves. So I'm in that camp. I'll never be filthy rich as a result of that, and that's okay. I've made peace with that. Which is also why I'm not in property or finance anymore, because could have been filthy rich doing that, but just didn't feel great. Yeah. Well, we monetize, we shouldn't. Well, we're sitting on how many hours now? It's 48 hours behind, but we're sitting on 3,669 hours. So, 301 hours more to go before monetizing. Yeah, so at that point we can look at like other stuff, I suppose, and see if membership makes sense. But yeah, been very happy to build this community and have you guys along. A lot of you guys are regulars with these lives, which is pretty encouraging to me. So thank you. The not bad thing is a very like it's something. Okay, I hate Uncle Roger because he's made every Malaysian thing like the guy with the orange shirt who does cooking videos and comedy. So he's made very common Malaysian things. I'm Malaysian, right? So not bad is a very Malaysian thing to say. Or as he puts it, not bad, not bad. That's a very Malaysian thing. You go to Malaysia, everybody says that. But he's made it his thing because he's done it in like a Western kind of context. And so now whenever you do not bad on the internet, people just go, is it an Uncle Roger thing? It's not an Uncle Roger thing, it's just a Malaysian thing. Yeah. Bloody Uncle Roger. John, do a non-stop live stream until watch hours are complete. You guys actually need to leave. So essentially, if I do a non-stop live, right, you guys actually need to just leave your computers on for the whole time to get us. But like we'll I've uploaded some other videos too. Just watch them. Pick a playlist, set it on so we don't have to keep our lives on. Yeah, I am thinking about doing like a 24-hour live stream at some point. Got a few ideas for that. Probably when the school holidays rolls around end of the year, because then there'll at least be like windows of time where I'm thinking it'll be like a Friday. We'll start like on a Friday afternoon. I'll dump the kid to the parents' place, tell them to stay overnight there. And then it'll be like Friday afternoon to Saturday afternoon, and we'll do like a 24-hour like listing live stream. Oh, you guys can buy me coffee, by the way. There's always that option if you guys ever feel like y'all need some money. Not that I need your money. I have a source of income, but if you guys ever feel like you want to appreciate, there is the buy me a coffee option. It's in all the like the video descriptions. That's where the link is. Yeah, so there's like a 24. I was thinking 24-hour live stream. We'll do like a Facebook event group thing. You guys can all upload photos of your lunch. Like just collaborative stuff. I'm sure we'll figure it out. Um, we're probably not at the point where we can send everybody like a hoodie, but although it would be nice to do a 24-hour listing live stream with like an open door StreamYard thing where you guys can just come in and out of the stream and we're all wearing the same hoodie, that would be pretty dope. Although it's in summer. T-shirt, wristband, headband. Good old school headband. uh, these so many ideas, right? Like you can do so many things. It's it's so fun that it feels weird calling it work. Oh man, singlet and thongs. Gosh. While saying Malaysian things, sure. If I get an orange polo and capitalize on it, I feel like I will get sued. And it's just too much drama. Or is it allowable because it's the internet and there are so many fake? Like I came across a channel about like fake Ortega and then fake DiCaprio. What was it? Alex, yes. So this is thanks for coming for the live. This is what these lives are generally like. Although today is a bit more of a loose canon type vibe. Tomorrow and Thursday, if you do come, it's like we actually try and do like 30 minutes of like no like just silence. We just get listing them for 30 minutes. There will always be deviants in the chat who decide to cause havoc. A certain grumpy granny tends to turn up on a regular basis. And then generally like the next 10, then will be a 10-minute period where we will answer some questions, do a bit of like back and forth, and then another 30 minutes of listing. For the most part, from about 9:30 to 2 a.m., we get a solid, I reckon, 2-3 hours of listing done in that span. And then there's a bit of chit chat, a bit of depending on who turns up. Sometimes we'll get like really good questions. Sometimes people will turn up who have a bit of a curveball, and then we get into the nitty gritty of it all. There's no guarantee it happens at the start. So sometimes at the start you get all this like really chatty energy, and then it's like just silence and listing. And then sometimes you'll get a lot of like chatty energy towards the end. So last time I think we had Tom come like back from burnout. Tom, he came at he was there for the whole time, but he was I think about 1 o'clock. This whole topic of like warehousing and SKUs and storage came up, and essentially I wanted to go to bed, and it was like, nope, we can't shut the chat now because it's a pretty solid topic. So then that whole section was just like next hour was just what SKU system do you use? Do you use a mobile forklift to go up and down and get your stuff? Do you list everything individually? Yeah, so that's kind of the vibe of the Tuesday Thursday, which I really love because it's just organic. It just happens. There's no. I tried to do fixed like the for I think 3 weeks. I tried to do fixed topic lives where we talk about like promoter listings or whatever, but it just feels like everybody comes to a live stream with a whole bunch of thoughts, and as we chat, those thoughts start to compartmentalize, and then eventually people go, actually, I've got this thing I don't really know where to place. What do you guys think about this? Actually, I've got this thing that I've really got no idea what to do with. Everything else, as we were talking, makes sense, but this one thing is still kind of niggling in the back of my head. Let's talk about that. That's really what the live streams have been about, which has been pretty cool. And we get listings done as well. I generally get about 100 listings done in that time, which is not my best, but it's productive enough. So yeah, two productive things coming together. So come join us Tuesday, Thursday. What do I do? Puppy dog. What do I do to prepare for a listing session to maximize productivity? You list quite a bit during the session. I don't know. What's your name? It's gonna be a thing. Just photos, really. And because I'm used to listing the same thing over and over again, it's pretty quick. Um, it doesn't. Look, I'll show you now. You see what I mean? So blank listing, upload photos, select items. I already know the model of the car. It's the Hot Wheels Dodge Viper GTS-R. First wiki page. All I'm doing is looking for the year that it was made. This collection, I already know roughly most of the cars in that 2004 kind of era. In which case, that's the one. That's the one. Then BTS always sing. Brown bread. Already got my SKU set because I'm just listing all from the same tub first. Bang, bang. Research the price. That's about, yep, cool. And because I already know what most of these cars go for, it doesn't that like I can pretty much pick a number out of a hat because I sell these things so much. And that's it. So that's one listing done. I think that's it, right? Like if you're familiar with it, it's quite straightforward, it's quite smooth. Whereas if everything is unique and you don't have a system of like I'm doing my shirts first and my jeans next, and you're just doing like the first one's a shirt, the next one is like a remote control, and then the next one's like a box of Lego, then yeah, like it gets a bit disjointed, especially when distracted by chat. Whereas for me, it's like I can get all this done, then look at the chat again. And so in the sense, and also when I take photos so that when the photos save, the order of the item I take is like I do all my cars first, then all my planes, then all my figures, so that when I'm working my way through the tub in the folder of photographs, once I get to the end of that particular item, I just change folders. That way I don't have to log out of this account and go to another account. And then once I'm done, I go back to the old, and then obviously I'm deleting photos as I go. So then when I log out of like one store account, go into another store account, and I go back to the previous SKUs that I was touching before, I'm on the next item and I'm going through those items again. So it's quite systematic in that sense. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Does it make sense? But yeah, not much prep involved. Just take photos and do. It's all right. You can distract me. I will persist. I will persist. I went back and worked on setting a better SKU system after wonderful tips from Tom. Yep, that's good. That's what we want to hear. What is my ASP on listings? Most of my items go for like between in the cars, it's like between $5, $2 to $5 to about maybe 10 to 20. But the thing is, because it's all most orders are in bundles. Like Chris Furlong hung out with me a couple of days ago, and I showed him some of my orders, and he's just like, "Wait, so your average your ASPs are low, but your average order is about that $25 to $50 mark." I'm like, "Yeah." So, and then on that day, we actually had some orders that came through that were like $200, $300, and we're not talking $200 and $2 cars, so therefore it's 100 items. We're talking $200, but it's split between like 7 cars because they're quite sought after cars. So yeah, I don't go for listing ASP. I go for order ASP. So that's why you guys hear me harp about this about this all the time. If you're struggling to find high ASP items, right, it doesn't mean you shouldn't do reselling. It means that you should think about the buyer you're selling to, because there are some buyers that will buy if you have enough of a range. So I've gone for that because that's a less competitive approach to reselling than the high. Because if everybody's chasing the expensive thing, right? You end up going to the op shop. You see the rare DVD get fought after. You see the rare plush gets fought after, like the Cabbage Patch doll. You see, all that cabinet stuff. You see people fighting over it. Flea markets swooping in, right? Or you can go down the route of buying bulk because you've already built a store that sells the full range with a particular target buyer in mind, and you know that target buyer is a big enough target buyer group that they come to your store as the only store. Like, I'm all about figuring out how you can, if you're going to grind in reselling anyways, how do you reduce that competition and build what is essentially a moat around your business? If you're building this kind of business, most people don't want to compete with you because it's too much work. First, they need to understand the buyer. You see all the complaints on Facebook, all these resellers complain that buyers are unreasonable, buyers buy everything's the buyer's fault. All those people do not want to know their buyer. They just want to. They think that it's product. Put it on eBay, and it should sell because it's a sought after item. So yeah, exactly. I've always been about that. The moment you understand the buyer who buys from you, you have that connection, and you build the store for them, they will reward you. They'll come back over and over and over and over again. The feedback will say, "This is my store. This is my favorite store. I always come back here. I don't go anywhere else." When you see that kind of feedback, you know you're more or less getting the darts are hitting where you want it to hit. That's it. So when I look at order ASP, that comes from that strategy. So for example, one Honda S2000 car goes for between generally $5 to $10. But if you have the full range of Honda S2000 cars and you're constantly replenishing it because you're looking out for it, and then you also have the full range of Chevelle, the 70 Chevelles, and you got the full range of 95 Mustangs, and you got the full range of the Mercedes SLK, AMGs, you can essentially add 20% on top of the whole thing, and then there will be that one buyer who wants to buy only that model, and he'll clear you out at the asking price of 20% plus. So by being a buyer first seller, you get your premium. But if you're just item only, and a lot of you guys will do this, right? You'll see what I sell and you go, yeah, John sells that, I'll buy that, I'll put it in my store next to shoes, next to handbags, you're not going to get my prices because the buyer doesn't come to your store. So I get my prices, my buyers will come to my store, and they keep coming to my store, and they keep bypassing search. So when they're looking for the item, they don't go to eBay search first to try and find my store. They go to purchase listings or save seller, come straight to my store, then use the search to find what they want in my store, because I've assured them enough that when they come back and they look, they always get something new. So that way, even if you put your items up on eBay, that buyer is already mine. They're not going to see your listing. It doesn't matter whether you knock your price down to half or 3/4 of my price, they're not going to see your listing. So that's a strategy. That's building a moat because you think about your buyer. And I keep harping on about that because that's something that a lot of people don't talk about. All the Bolo videos don't talk about that. All the sourcing videos don't talk about that. They just keep making it all about the item. No, it's not about the item. The item is a factor, but it's not the only factor. And when you think about longevity of a business, thinking about your buyer ages way better than being a product first business. That's just my thoughts. And I feel like when you think about any brand, right? Any brand, the moment they if they keep thinking about the buyer, they never lose focus on the buyer. The brand stands the test of time. You think about Apple, right? They have a particular buyer in mind that hasn't wavered. It's always been annoying to the rest of us why Apple doesn't just make things cheaper, give us more options. No, because their target buyer doesn't care for those things. Their target buyer wants perfection, so to speak. They want to feel like they're superior, even if they sometimes have to pay to feel superior. Apple never took that away. And so the moment build quality goes down a little bit, that whole target buyer group is like, no. And Apple corrects. So when I look at that, I go, when you have a buyer in mind and you always remember that, your business will last. We talk about recession, we talk about like I look at my sales curves, right? Literally, this is if this was the graph, if this is what the graph looked like for COVID, this is what the graph looks like for this year. Literally the same pattern, which means all my buyers are behaving the same way. Their budgets have just shrunk a little bit, which makes sense because everyone's kind of a bit tight, but they're still spending the same way. And I like that. It tells me that I'm more or less performing all right. I just have to manage my cash flow on my side of things so that I don't run out of money on the back end. I feel like this is my rentiest topic. Every time this comes up, I'm like, blah. Yeah, puppy dog. You remember? It's from one of my first videos. It's been my thing straight up always. Buyer first. Some people forget we are in a customer service industry. Yup. I have a weird seller at the moment. Bad feedback. Buys a lot. Doesn't pay. Ugh. I don't drive a Porsche. I don't. I I don't have that kind of money, and I don't think I will ever. I drive a dual cab because it's practical. I don't look after my things enough. I cannot have luxury things. Little kids definitely like they kick the back of car seats, man. Like there's no I grew up with a dad who drove nice cars. And let's just say sitting in the car is not fun. You can't put your legs on the chair, you can't sit cross-legged. You just pretty much have to like look after the leather. And then if you didn't want to look after the leather, there's always like a covering on top of the leather, and it's just you never felt at home in the car. So and then also we had leather couches growing up, and then the leather would crack, we get told off. Yeah, we'll put the money elsewhere. Not on nice things. I've never been a fan of nice things. Like since I discovered Citizen Eco Drive watches. Like this watch I've had I think for almost 10 years now. It's like a Nighthawk kind of watch, and I've scratched it to no end. But it's got one of those like stealthy kind of dials, so you can barely see it, but it looks cool. So yeah, this is my favorite watch, as you can see, very scratched already. But we'll keep wearing it for. I drive a Musso Ute because it was cheap, and also it was cheap, reliable, and also available in stock because it was end of financial year, and every other car was in like back order. We couldn't get it by the end of the financial year, so I wanted it so I can get the write off. Ooh, bought a Tesla first day. One of my kids spilled a milkshake in the backseat, and then from that day on, you were down one kid. It's funny you say that, Jody. When I was a mortgage broker, I was very much I wanted a Cayman S. All right, so I had like a vision board. It had like a white Cayman with black wheels on it. And the moment I became a truck person, I can't go back. Like even my son, and he sees Mustangs everywhere. He's like, "Ooh, I want that. I want that. I want it red. Red goes faster." But then the moment he like just some basic questioning, and he goes, "Yeah, Daddy, when I grow up, I want to drive a truck." I'm like, "Yeah, dude. If you grow up with a truck, there's no way you can settle for anything smaller than a truck. The only time I have heard the case for a two-door that made sense was a friend of mine. His mother allowed him to buy a sports car. There was I think it was like a CRX, like the Honda, the old Honda. And the reason was because she's like, I feel like you don't know how to say no to your friends. So I'm making you drive a two-door so that when you go out partying with your friends, you can only take one person home and not have to take all four people home in your car with you. And I thought that's really genius. So that's the only reason, two doors. But if not, Utes. But even then, like I don't know how to spend big money on cars. Like I see these massive Dodge, like these Ram 1500s around my area. They are more spacious, they are bigger, they're off the ground, but they also cost like 150, 200K. Crazy. I feel like I'll just keep buying like sub $50,000 utes to the day I die. They just keep getting better and better. I have no intention on overcompensating for my Asian bits, if you know what I mean. And I don't need all that grunt. So just need the space, being able to go to places, open up the tub, just sit there, shield from the rain, go camping. Yeah. If any, I think the only upgrade I would think about on top of a ute would be a van. But van, you can't really do the car seat thing. So I reckon the kids would need to be older for the van to be an option. That's right. I remember we looked at the Volkswagen multivan because the new Hiace hadn't come out yet, which I really like because of how spacious it is. And it was I think 69K because I wanted the seats that could slide in and out. And I think I only had a budget of about 50 at the time. And so it was Ute or old Hiace, which looked really crap. It was, you knew there was a new Hiace coming by then. You didn't want to drive the old Hiace with like that wheel that wheel that looks like this. And so nearly bought a Ranger, but also free electricity off my roof is pretty powerful motivator. That's true. Oh, today, speaking of hoons, Jody, today on the Monastery Way, there was this at the 80 part around that Burke Road, Toorak Road area. There was a moving truck that was doing about 110 and swerving. It was just swerving the gaps, like literally like it was playing. Like, that arcade game where you just move the car left and right as you go between traffic. It felt like he was doing that, no signal, nothing. And everyone you could tell was a bit tense, kind of like hold your position, just don't move suddenly, just in case you get hit by this guy. And then he kind of disappeared around the corner. And you can kind of sense this sigh of relief right on the road. Next thing you hear, whoop, X5 police car chasing him. And then you can see everyone in the car going, yeah! Like the stuff you see on dash cams, right? I don't have a dash cam, so I couldn't show it to you guys. But it was a pretty cool moment. And I came back and I told my son about it because just a few days ago, we were stopped at the traffic slowed down at a drug testing thing, and like the drug testing lane, and there was a Lancer Evo. It's relevant because it's a hoon car, and they were just around the bend before the cops could see them, and they stopped there, and they swapped, and then they drove on, and then he was like, Daddy, are they swapping? Why are they swapping? I said, because the guy's probably drinking and so he needs to swap. And then he was the whole time we were crawling between that bend and the stop. He was like, are the police going to see? Are you going to tell them? Do we call the cops? How do we report them? They cannot get away. They're being very dangerous. Like typical things. Like as a child, you want to know that there's closure. You want to understand. You want like some sort of like, and you can't just tell him, bad things happen. So be like whatever, right? Like you can't ruin a child's trust in the police and the justice system that young. They get that lesson later on. So clearly, you need to kind of just go, you know what? You hope they learn their lesson. You hope that when they probably got really scared when they saw the police and they realized that they were going to be in trouble, so they probably swapped. And then he actually noticed. It's amazing the kind of things kids notice at such a young age. And like he's 7, and he was like, he noticed that at the that car actually did end up getting told to go into the lane, and the car that was directly behind it was the car that was behind it when they did the switch. And he's like, "Oh, did they tell the cops? Did they tell them?" And I went, "I don't think so because they've let them go." He's like, "Man," and then he just this whole like the bad guys getting away part just really messed with him. And so when I came back to that and told him today's story about how like there was a police car that chased the truck and then pulled them over and almost like giving them a thumbs down as we were driving by, because it was really dangerous. This massive thing just kind of swerving around. Um, you could tell he had his faith in authority restored, which was pretty cool to see. But yeah, kids, very cute. My first car was a Daewoo Nubira wagon, and then it had no resale value because the company went kaput, and then GM bought it over. But it was a station wagon, and I did help many people move house, so that was that. I mean, you guys are talking about cars. I'm listing cars. I guess we're in the same conversation. But yeah, I do get in a bit of a zone. Do get in a bit of a flow. You guys keep talking. Don't mind me. Doing listing. What a weirdo. I need to go to Datsun to meet up. Alex, I need to do what John is doing to be productive. Come on the Tuesday and Thursday sessions. We actually have 30. We do 30 minutes, and then we also there's like a timer here with like an alarm that rings. Haven't picked the alarm for tomorrow yet. Um, but yeah, that's essentially like the cue that if you don't want to be chatting, people come and chat. So obviously, like there are those who come and just want to have a chat, which is perfectly fine because it's just in the chat anyways. And then those who are list can list, and then essentially when the alarm rings, they pop back into the chat. Works really well. I even have like a little counter thing, Alex. So I'm literally like punching this. Where is it? There we go. Like punching this on the Tuesday and Thursday to try and get to my 100. We start at 9:30 p.m. So literally like same time tonight, 9:30 p.m. Tuesday, Thursday, and we go till about 2 in the morning. Oh yeah, they're very cheap. The counter's about I think it's like $4 with free shipping from China. Yeah, it takes a while to come, but when it does come, yeah, very useful. I like punching it more so for the rhythm. Like as I'm punching, I feel like I'm getting work done. That's why I got it because yeah, I was feeling a bit losing count, getting out of rhythm, and it's like I kind of want something to kind of keep me in check. I never thought I would be doing a lot of things while I was mortgage brokering. Not because I lacked imagination. It was because hey puppy dog, we'll see you tomorrow. I never thought I'd do this as a mortgage broker, not because I lacked imagination, was because I didn't allow myself to do it. Didn't allow myself to do anything other than what I thought I was supposed to do anyways, right? To provide, which is do this professional career and whatever else. Yeah. So doing this, and then the mohawk, all that, very freeing. Never going back. Almost gotten to the point where even now, um, I'm quite okay with the idea of my kids not actually going to uni. Not because I don't believe in uni, but because I feel like it's not a must. Yeah, I feel like with uni, I think for me, uni is a bit like this, right? If my kids can say to me, "Daddy, I'm going to go to uni because I need to go to uni to achieve these things," I would do it. What I don't want is when my kid says, if I like back when I said I didn't know what to do, I wish my parents didn't just say, "Go to uni. This is the course. It'll pay you well," and start pitching me uni. I wish that they had just gone, "Go get a job. Go work. Figure out the flow." I'll do a video on this actually. I've been thinking of doing a video on this. Like, figure out the flow of money. Figure out why someone pays for something and um, figure out why customers come to this place. Figure out why this place is in this place. Figure out learn why the seller chose this place. Figure out why the seller picked this manager. Why is this manager in this position? Like, just exposure. Um, so essentially, I suppose how I would do things differently is if my kids say to me, "Daddy, I want to gap year and go travel." It better be in places where they meet a whole bunch of different people and not just be for fun. Like, if it's one of those, like, Kontiki tour nonsense, then no. If he says to me, I want to go. Do I need to go to uni? I don't know what I want to do yet. I'll be like, go get a job. There's no shame in starting uni late, because at the end of the day, nobody finishes. Most people don't finish at the same time anyway. Some people do 3 years. Some people do 4 years. Some people cram the 4 years into 3 years. Some people take 5 years to finish the 3 years. So I'll tell them by after year 12, there is no set finish line. People have kids at different times, get married at different times, and so there's no need for you to match timelines anymore. You'll don't even feel like you need to find a life partner in that same timeline. If you feel that you can't manage a partner while studying, whilst working, do one of those things first, do the other thing later. They don't have to be one in one order in front of the other. If you want to do the partner thing, then do the study thing. You can, vice versa. Do both if you have the capacity for both. You know, but at least have some sort of understanding as to why you're doing it, not just go blindly. And then after that, when you're committed to it, you feel like you can't leave it, and then it's a whole other can of worms, right? Am I a failure if I quit early? If I don't finish because I should finish? Yeah, lots to unpack in that one. Judging from some of the communities I'm in with cars and tech. people can do very well without uni, to the point where I think education isn't even that much of an indicator. I don't think it is. I feel like I feel like persistence with anything, finishing things, seeing things through, seeing ideas to the very end. Um, I think about I think about those forklift drivers who we always talk about forklift drivers, but it's so true. Like those guys who, they in and out of warehouses, not bumping anything, super smooth, tight spaces. You look at it and you go like, wow, you're literally dancing on a warehouse floor and you get paid six figures to do it. That's dope. Like that to me is pretty. That's like fun plus work, as opposed to um doing a job. Like if you think about imposter syndrome, right? Going to an office job that you have no idea about, putting on a facade, faking it till you make it. There is no faking it till you make it in a forklift driver. You know what I mean? Like forklift drivers don't have a fake it till you make it mantra, but somehow in corporate we have that, right? The whole just talk loud and hopefully people will start listening to you bullshit. Nah, in forklift driving, it's either you can drive it or you can't. And if you can, and you're dancing on the floor like some sort of salsa dancer, it's amazing, right? Like he goes to work, he's confident, he gets the job done, he leaves. Like that kind of I think for me, when I think about work satisfaction, I want that. I don't want my kids to come home and feel like I made it through today. I managed to fake it enough. I hope that tomorrow I get some sort of a break. Like I don't want that, I don't think anybody wants that. Am I missing something? I feel like nobody wants that, but we just accept that that's necessary. Yeah. I had a all tradies never went to uni. They are the richest people. Tradies, by the way, are also the tradie thing is interesting. I know tradies who never got off the tools and they don't have any money because they never knew how to turn their skill into a business. And I know tradies who got off the tools super early and knew that they had to do that so that they could become managers of their businesses. So yeah, that one I think you do need to scale. You need education. Otherwise, you end up being that person who still need to work the tools to like 70, 80, and then they just tired, the body's completely worn down. um I had an amazing career and I quit at 31 to go to uni to study law. I'm a broke student now, but I do it all over again. Are you a lawyer now? Because I studied law. I did not finish. I'm half year shy of finishing, and I didn't actually finish it because I didn't want to be a lawyer. Did it for the 3 or so years because my mom wanted me to be a lawyer, actually. But I was doing commerce, had a marketing major, and then graduated with that because I enjoyed marketing so much more. I won't did Even though I didn't want to be a lawyer, I still don't. I do not. I acknowledge the person that it made me studying law, and I think that studying, it's like when you think about even things like doing eBay, right? When you go to the Facebook groups, people are complaining, you go, okay, what's the purpose of something? I know it's literally the literal interpretation is this, but what's the purpose behind it? When someone says something, what is the messaging underneath that? That's marketing, that's law. You put it together, it's reading between the lines with a bit of common sense, a bit of knowledge, a bit of context. Like that kind of stuff, like law really drummed into me, and I'm really glad I got that skill out of the experience, even though I didn't finish the degree. I think ultimately, right, as we when we think about our role as parents, I'm so far ahead, but I feel like well, Alex, we wish you all the best. Hope you finish. And don't forget us when you're wearing that suit. Remember that you were once a weirdo like all of us. um you forever will be. Yeah, thing as parents, like when we talk about education with our kids, as long as our kids know that we've considered everything and that we understand the various pathways, it makes that conversation a lot more productive as opposed to the version I had was do these things because these are the only things I know. Don't do these other things because I don't know anything about it, but I won't admit that I don't know anything about it. I'm just going to tell you to do these other things that I know instead because that's all I know. Um, isn't physics and math technically in IT? No? Don't you use math and physics? Oh, wait, you wouldn't use physics. Math? Huh. I think that's the first yawn of the night. Different departments. Oh, did you end up actually competing masters? Alex, I don't think anybody has ever been told off for quitting to study law. Unless what were you a surgeon? What did you do? What did you do before you quit? Were you like a surgeon or something? I did 7.5 years of uni. I only have one degree, one major to show for it. I didn't finish my law degree. I studied a finance major to try and add another major to my commerce because we do commerce and law. You only get one major. And then I was one subject shy of finishing that finance degree. And I became a mortgage broker. And I was like, I don't need it anymore. So there's an advanced statistics unit that I need to finish in Latrobe to get my finance degree, which I'll never do. Paul, we should be best friends. Kudos to Jenny for still marrying me because at the time when I had to do that finance degree, when I was going to finish it, she was like baffled. Like, you've got one unit just finished. I'm like, yeah, but what's the point? I'm not going to use it. I don't see myself using this degree ever again. Because when you do a finance, when you become a broker, you just get a diploma. And she still married me knowing that I'm the kind of person that if I don't see the point of it, I'm not going to do it anymore. And so, um, yeah, many, like several indicators that she was a keeper. My keeper, anyways. Hey Paul, what do you tell a kid? What do you tell your kid who finishes degree and wants to do another one? Yeah, what advice did you give him, her? Whoa, 160,000 a year. There are days, Alex, when I miss broker and banker money, but I wasn't happy. I was constantly I would go out every day, and my head would be on a swivel because I would be afraid that I'll bump into customers that I know and forget to say hello. I'll be afraid that I'll see customers that I've yet to do stuff for that I haven't replied, or if I have replied and they're waiting for an outcome, they're already like bugging me via email, and then like I don't have any just I just hated being that in that pressure cooker. Um, with eBay, I feel very free. I go out, I'm just like whatever. I greet people when I want to greet people. I mean, I greet people whenever I see them, but you know what I mean? Like, is that feeling of constantly being under surveillance, being worried that you bump into someone and and you're immediately needed for something. Is that whole you never really owned your time. So yeah, don't miss that. The not for whatever money that gave me. Alex, how old are you? Jody, I think your daughter, look, with art, right? If she is just art, if she is one of those like really deeply artistic types, they're very emotional, very deep in their feelings. One, like, I feel like just as you can be so down from a season in life, you can be super inspired as well. Like, I'm quite creative, and I definitely write those emotions. And I think just all I can say is look forward to those inspired moments which she will have as well. Just remind her that there's nothing logical to what she's feeling, what she's going through. I don't know what the situation is in detail, obviously, but inspiration. I think inspiration does a lot for artsy people, and I'm sure that as long as you encourage her and give her that space to be inspired, she'll find that strength. That's what we hope. Yeah, I agree, Paul. You know, waking up to do the grind. I think the other thing also is I with when you work on your own time, you do things off peak. You don't feel the need to drive. Like you don't feel the need to rush anywhere. Like this latest one, I did some pickups up north, and I was in peak traffic in the on the way there, and you can just sense the anxiousness on the road. And I'm just like, I'll just stay in the left lane. I'm not really in a rush. I'll just drive whatever, right? And I remember when I used to be in a job, I get that far. I had an Integra. I drive quickly. They had a ruckus, and I used to speed as well, just to like there was this feeling of just want to get places to kind of get to work, and leave work, and yeah, I don't miss that pace. Not that. And the thing is, like, people confuse that. People think, oh, we just want a slow life. We do nothing. No, man, I'm like listing like crazy. I'm working hard at home, but it's my pace, right? It's not a pace that is like constantly trying to line up one way and then line up somewhere else, line up somewhere else. I do wonder whether Disneyland would piss me off. Like I haven't actually been to like a proper theme park since I started as an eBay seller. I wonder whether going to like Disneyland would piss me off because of the whole like, okay, 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 go here, then go there, then go here, then go there, then line up, then don't miss this show, then miss that show. It starts at this time. That's so great to hear, Paul. I think, Jody, practically speaking, with TikTok, you with monetizing anything, it's many things coming together. So, like for example, just like how with reselling, we have different platforms that we know um how to like how some items do better on eBay because it's a search based platform first with text, and then you have Amazon that's essentially text and barcodes. Well, yeah, barcodes on eBay too, but not so much. And then you have Facebook, which is more of a recommended to you kind of thing with like photographs and things that you click on and tags. And then you've got Gumtree, which is search based, but it's very clunky. When you think about how to monetize social media, the different platforms want different types of views, different thresholds of views. So that's one way. But then even like with this channel, we're talking about, um, you know, there's ad revenue, which is not a lot. Like for example, I think the first month when this monetizes, Chris Furlong was saying it'll probably be like $5 a month. So it's not a lot of money. And for you to have to not be able to work, you're essentially learning different platforms together. So like Instagram for the more static stuff, like the actual photographs, the actual pictures, and then you've got which could potentially be a folio for people to hire her for work. And then you've got the TikTok side of things, which is more of a video to document your process, to hype up your brand. So you get a lot of funky, really cool, high impact stuff with TikTok. And then you have YouTube, which is more long form, where she could actually get to know her rather than her work. And then you have Facebook, which is more of a community type thing where people can actually talk to her, ask her stuff, give her feedback. For if she has 82,000 followers, she'll probably get more good feedback than bad feedback, hopefully. In which case, then she'll get all the, oh my gosh, this is amazing, this is great. Could be good for her self esteem, could be bad. I don't know. But essentially, what I'm trying to say is that there's a multi platform strategy that allows everybody to get a good enough understanding of her so that when she does say, hey, I've got this project, back me, I'm offering this service, pay me, people will be like, yeah, we know you already. And I think that's it. Like one platform alone feels very fleeting. People can be forgiven for not knowing her enough to want her to succeed. Whereas with if you think about um, if you think about even with what a lot of, like, you follow myself, Chris, quite closely. We have, like, Instagram is more about getting to know me as a person. It's about, like the little glimpses, right? The goofy side, the fun side, some of the stuff that I do every day in the life kind of thing. YouTube, you really get to know the depth, because you get the chance to actually, if someone wants to get to know you, they'll watch the whole video and they'll be like, yep, I pretty much know John. Puppy Dog is like, yep, you just talked about bio first. You said that in the first video, because she literally subscribed at the very beginning when I started in September. And so when you look at putting these platforms together, if I said to you, like, I'm going to create a product now, I hope that you guys can support me. It's going to cost this much. I hope it's reasonable. Please support me. You guys will be like, yeah, we know John. It's just a matter of whether we think we'll get value from the actual product itself. So likewise, that's what you want. You want people to know her brand, know how her process is like. And there's a lot of stuff you can document with art. And then it's just a matter of, do they want to pay for the product because they need the product or want the product? It could be an artwork, it could be a print, it could be her animating somebody's photograph, whatever it might be, right? So there's a lot more that goes into it than just, here's a subscriber number, views threshold, monetize, because that's not money that you can live off. There needs to be a lot more than that. Thankfully, with art, you can do so much, because you can make print on demand t-shirts, you can do mugs, you can do hats, you can do wallpapers, you can do so many things, and all those things will lead to like little bits of dollars here and there that eventually will become an income that she cannot work. So yeah, that's move the screen back and forth. It's just multiple desktops. So you have this on Windows as well, actually. Although I'm not sure how to do it on Windows because I don't have a Windows computer. But essentially, you like, selecting the photos here, go to eBay here. Yeah. The same thing on the other screen too. So to me, the swapping screen thing is, I've got a MX. I think this is the MX Master 2S. So you've got buttons for like left and right, which we can customize it. And then you've got your usual other mouse buttons, and you got there's like a button in the middle too. So takes some getting used to. Yeah, Alex is on point. You're essentially, if you think about social media is like your running resume, and it builds up credibility because people have access to you for a long amount of time. I mean, think about it. It's prior to September 10th, none of you guys knew who I was. Well, maybe except Paul. And so, but now you guys trust me. We're having really deep conversations over a YouTube live stream, right? For all the internet to see. So when you think about that, like, that's credibility, right? I've given you guys a lot of me, and you've given me a lot of you in return. That's really it. It's reciprocity. It's a means for reciprocity. So Instagram is just, I've shown you a photo, you're giving me feedback. I show you enough photos, you feel like you know me, you might start a conversation with me. YouTube, I give you enough video, enough stuff to comment on, enough threading, which means I talk about so many different things: family, sport, what I don't think is a sport, business, what business I will not touch, education, parenting, marriage, all those things, right? Like that's essentially it's just a means for reciprocity. And once you get to know somebody over social media, then they have a basis to ask for something. Buy me a coffee. Would you like this? Would you like to work together? Like, um, I think about I've been invited to like Octo messaging going, hey, you want to do the podcast, right? Like prior to September 10th, Octo didn't know who I was. So essentially, credibility leads to invitation. So essentially, Octo asking to do the podcast with Grumpy Granny, that's the same thing as someone reaching out to your daughter saying, hey, we've got these art supplies. Can you try them out on your next animation, whatever it might be? Um, Someone saying, hey, can you do what can you do? You do this really cool effect with the art. Can you do this for our art? Yes, no, we'll pay you. And essentially, she has a skill, but people need to know that people need to like her. People need to get to know her. That's all social media is getting to know somebody. And sometimes people do so much of the art and not enough of the person that it's still hard to trust because you really want to know who you're dealing with. You don't, especially especially in today's environment where we're heading towards like this whole Chat GPT, Open AI stuff, that people feel like I really want to know there's a person giving me advice, not just some machine pumping out text. Um, yeah, there's a huge opportunity there, but once again, you need to be patient and do it systematically so that your daughter understands that she's building something. Human beings are all the same in the sense that when we get something too quickly, we all know that it can quickly go away. And especially if your daughter wants to build her self-esteem and she wants to know with confidence that she can rely on something that it does belong to her, um, there's nothing better than teaching her to build it slowly, consistently, and helping her to mark little milestones along the way so that when she finally gets to a point where she sees a return, she can truly accept that she's made something, and then she can turn that corner and go, yeah, this is mine, this is my baby, it's looking after herself. The independence starts to kick in. You get the idea. BRB coffee. I might call it a night in about 15 minutes, Paul. Jen's got a job interview tomorrow, so I gotta make sure that I actually wake up. Otherwise, she'll be pissed. Hmm. Reseller convention. It actually wasn't a reseller convention. It was Retail Fest. So Retail Fest is a retailer convention on the Gold Coast where it was eBay was there, but also Amazon was there, Afterpay, ZipPay, Shopify, TikTok, a whole bunch of like web designer people. It's just it's more of an e-commerce convention, and eBay happened to be the largest sponsor for this year's one. And so they asked for the panel to go, and then they got a few of the YouTubers along as well. So it was like Chris, myself, and Matt. So we went along, more so just to kind of get B-roll, get to meet the people at eBay, hear what they're doing, so that we essentially, when we come back, we're all on the same page when we talk about what eBay's plans are, platform for sellers, by sellers, all that kind of stuff. And got to meet some really cool people in the team, see how they work, things like that. And for me, going there was more about, what's the word? Getting my reps social media wise, because I was only at 500 subscribers at the time. Felt kind of imposter syndrome being there. Like I didn't even consider myself a YouTuber. And then people started calling me a YouTuber, and I was like, all right, fine, I guess I'm a YouTuber. So then I got to go and figure out how to do stuff. So yeah, that's what the convention is. So it's not actually a reseller convention, and the tickets were 1,300 to go. So it's not cheap either. Yeah. Lovely meeting you, Alex. See you tomorrow. And this will see you whenever the postman brings it to you. Again, you're gone. Again, you're gone. Off on a different path in life. Left behind. Wondering if I should follow. Had to go. Cause it's always fine. Guess I probably could catch up with you tomorrow. Is this what it's like to be growing up? Come up, chasing your heart. Turn around, find I'm lost in the woods. Knock this up. I notice you have 3K views and 4 likes. Do you get more money for likes or views? You get paid for views. So in terms of it, in terms of YouTube, it's like I think it's about $5 for every 1,000 views on a video. So it's not a lot. You're really if especially if the content isn't like viral or super entertaining, we're just having a conversation. Like really, for me to make decent money on YouTube, the subscriber base needs to grow from like 3,000 somewhere like the 20,000. But yeah, it's not the for it to be an actual income stream needs to be other sources of income, not just the ad views. I am here. I was wondering why the view is different. I think because my camera is like facing this way instead of like it's normally on the other. I think because the camera is normally. I was wondering why the view looks different this time compared to normally. I think normally is because it's like this, and I think that's what we normally have. Because I was like, why is it that we can see so much of my bid compared to other sessions? And normally there's a more of a view of the table too. This typing, right? What's typing? Mm. Stay away from the light. Mask, toys, or figurines? Nope, don't have any. I do like the mask though. All right, guys. I'm gonna call it a night. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. Despite me hating to break this chat up because it sounds like you guys are wandering down memory lane.